Hello, welcome back to my channel. So this video is going to be a how to study for the LSAT, or how I study for the LSAT, or how to get your best possible score. The first thing that I would do before starting to study for the LSAT is I would take a cold diagnostic test. So what this means is you do not study anything about the LSAT, you don't look it up, you don't attempt, you go and do a full-length LSAT cold as cold can be, so that you can see exactly what your strengths are and where you are. Kind of, I think I got 143 on my diagnostic LSAT, which I feel like is pretty typical, or maybe not. I don't know. I don't really know anybody else that has told me what their diagnostic score was or where they started, so I don't really have a basis, but I feel like that's probably pretty standard for people. Even those who do end up scoring really high on the actual LSAT. So take your diagnostic, see where you are at in everything. When I took my diagnostic, I was pretty good at logical reasoning and reading comprehension, but I was the worst. I was the worst at logic games, which I feel like usually that is what a lot of people struggle with to begin with at first anyways. So yeah, take your diagnostic. After that, figure out a study schedule. If you do have the money, I would definitely recommend taking a course. If you don't have the money, I recommend self-studying, which is what I did, but you're gonna have to be really disciplined, which I don't even think I was that disciplined, to be honest. I feel like I probably could have been more disciplined, but I was balancing multiple different things, so I could not be as disciplined as I would have liked to be. So figure out how or when you want to take the LSAT, but I would suggest not putting a rigid schedule on when you want to take the LSAT right away. I find that you should be studying for a couple months first, and then finding where you're at and getting to a level where you're scoring consistently the same score or around the same score before you decide to take the LSAT. I did not do this, but I think that that's optimal, because when you give yourself more time, I've heard people literally study 2 years. Like, they literally knew that, let's say they want to go to law school in 2020 and they started studying for the LSAT in 2018. So you could do that. You could start light studying and figuring out, okay, let me do logic games first, then logical reasoning, conditional logic, all of that. You know, you could do that also. Just separating the basics that the LSAT tests ahead of time before actually taking full length practice tests. I personally use the Power Score Bibles, which everybody uses the Power Score Bibles, but actually when I got them, I think I got them, was it 2019? Yeah, no, was it 20? Yeah, it was 2019. That's when I got my Bibles, and I used those first. I started with the Logic Games Bible, and I drilled using that, and I studied using that first till I finished the entire book. I think I finished the entire book within a week or two. I don't remember. Memory is pretty hazy with that, but yeah, I use the Power Score Bibles. I feel like they were the most helpful, to be honest, when you're a beginner. After that, I did use the mic trainer. Obviously, since I was self-studying, right, the mic trainer was also really helpful. I also watch a lot of YouTube in terms of getting the explanations, right, because I didn't have the money to get a tutor or to take a course. So I would just watch YouTube videos on how a particular thing was solved. I'll put the channel here, but there was a specific channel. It actually does not have a lot of followers, but I love that channel because he literally dumbed everything down to the point that you felt stupid. Like, he would help you figure it out in a way, like he made it very not so intimidating, like you felt like you could actually figure it out. So I forgot his name, but I will probably link it here. So that channel was really helpful to me in terms of logic games. He would literally be like, oh, you couldn't figure that out, and I'll be like, oh my god, wow, I didn't see that. So yeah. By the way, if you've got to this point of this video, I do plan to give all my LSAT study materials away for free. So please, like, leave a comment and why I should give them to you specifically. Obviously, I will give them to somebody who is more need-based, somebody who can't afford them. I'll give all my study materials, all my books to them, because I think it's pretty pricey. It probably costs like at least $2,000 literally if you're getting like material you're gonna need a lot, okay? And it costs a lot of money. So I'll be probably giving away $2,000 worth of study material to the lucky winner who earns it. Okay, you must earn it. I'm kidding, but yeah. So is that about it? Yeah. And I think I already said this in this video, but make sure you give yourself ample time. I feel like 6 months is enough time, but a lot of people have done longer time, but I did not study that long. You don't even want to hear that. I did not study as long as I should have, because honestly I just lacked the information, which is another reason obviously for creating these kind of videos. I lacked informational support on this, so I did a lot of things wrong. So if I could help somebody out there, yeah, I'm open to questions. Also, blind review is going to have to be your best friend, okay? Blind review, blind review, blind review. And not only correct answers or things you think you got right. Blind review the wrong answers, the right answers, the ones that you were guessing on, and figure out why were you guessing on them. Why did you pick that wrong answer? And make sure that before you move on, you understand why that answer is wrong and why the correct answer is the only correct answer. Because I feel like when I was studying at first, I would be like, the LSAT, I'd be like, they've got this wrong, like they've got this wrong, like this is the answer. But then I could go back and I would realize, wow, you missed that condition, you stupid fool. Yeah, so I want to make sure that you're doing that. Another tip is you want to make sure that you're actually reading. You have to be a very active reader. I think that's what the LSAT requires. You cannot be somebody that just nah, you have to be very, very active reader, and you have to be able to retain a lot of information. So what I would do for myself, my older self, would be I would read a lot of Business Insider articles, like very old in English, Shakespeare. I would read like science, biology, like just do that, because those are going to be very, very helpful to you when it comes to that. This video is all over the place, but I'm thinking what else. And I think the most important thing that can help you get your best score, truthfully, it's got to be your mindset. And I don't know if this is talked about enough in the community, LSAT law school community, but your mindset, I feel like, is the biggest predictor and indicator of if you're going to get your best possible score. For some people it'll be 160, for others it'll be a 180. You're going to have to believe that you could do it, okay? Nobody is going to believe you could do it for you. And if you lack the self-esteem, which this exam will beat your self-esteem down, but if you do lack the self-esteem and you don't believe you can do it, then you're probably not going to be able to do it. So you want to make sure that you are keeping yourself healthy, your mind healthy, taking care of yourself, having a really good mindset, and understand that, you know, the master has failed 1,000 more times than the student has. So to master the LSAT, you're gonna have to fail at it. I don't even know if people talk about that, but I failed consistently, like mostly failed, okay? So just understanding that that's normal, and being able to pick yourself back up after that hard day, that hard practice test that you thought, you know, it was fun and then it ends up being not good. Yeah, because yeah, I feel like top scorers of the LSAT have really good mindset about it. And stop viewing the LSAT as this devil. You're gonna have to love it. I know you don't want to probably hear that if you're watching this video, but you're going to have to make yourself like it. If you have to psych yourself and lie to yourself that this is the best possible thing, this is the best thing you've ever done, you're gonna have to do that. And yeah, I think that's how I got my best possible score. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like, comment, share this video with a friend. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.